Hello everyone, today we're discussing how to add doors and change the shape of a box in the Trenton Refrigeration Load Calculator tool located in the Trenton Refrigeration Design Tools package, which can be downloaded from the Trenton Refrigeration website. This tutorial is a continuation of the previous tutorial using the same 10 by 10 by 10 cooler application at a 35-degree box temperature. You can see the calculation is already queued up, and we're going to click on the wall load button to go to the summary screen. So let's start by adding a door. We'll click on the front wall, double click there, go to add doors and openings, and under opening type we'll hit this down arrow and it'll give us a list of doors or openings to choose from. Note that each of these options carry a different load with them, some a lot more than others, and they are all a function of the ambient that section is exposed to. So we'll start by clicking on door, and the information that comes up is quantity 1 door, the width is 36 inches, the height 78 inches, the area, the exterior temperature is 85 degrees. Under strip curtains you can choose from none, poor, average, good, or air curtain. Passages per day are defaulted to 24, average time is 15 seconds, and then stand open time in this case is 5 minutes as a default. The effective R value for this door is 15 as a default, and the conduction load is 65 BTUH. Infiltration load per unit, I have 55% RH, and my total infiltration load is 775 BTUs per hour. So I'll click OK, go back to the previous screen, click OK one more time, and you'll notice that quantity 1 door is located under the front wall section, giving you the R value, exterior temperature, dimensions, area, and the load in BTUH at 65. So next, let's change the type to an L-shaped box. Click Change Shape. These options come up in front of you: rectangular, L-shape, U-shape, complex floor planner, and section list. For this tutorial, we're going to stick with the L and the U-shape, but complex floor planner and section list will be discussed in a later tutorial. So let's click on the L-shape button, and you'll notice what comes up in the wall summary. You have 4 walls with an X next to them, and that's indicating a wall that currently does not have a dimension. Now this box dimension is driven from length 1, length 2, depth 1, depth 2, and the height, which is currently 10. You'll notice when I click in each of these boxes, it identifies which wall you're working with by highlighting highlighting it in the isometric view, as well as highlighting it in the wall summary. So let's start with length 1 at 10. We'll go to depth 1 at 10. We can change these to whatever value we want. We'll just make them 20 by 20. And we'll go to length 2 now. We'll make that 10. And depth 2, we'll make that, we'll call that 8. So what we've built here is now in the isometric view an L-shaped box, and you'll notice that there is a green check mark next to each of the wall sections indicating that they have been properly selected and are currently assigned a dimension. It's important to note here that when we changed from rectangular box to L-shaped box, that we lost the door that we had previously selected. The reason for this is because the program does not know where that door is going once you start adding in more walls. So it's always a good idea after you change the box shape to go back and put your doors in place when you want to finalize the load calculation. So now let's change shape to a U-shaped box. So we click on the Change Shape button, we go to U-shaped, and what appears in front of you is a U-shaped box, but it's filling in dimensions here that it pulled from the previous program or previous L-shaped page. So let's make a customized U-shaped box. So we'll start with 20 here, 20 here, and on the length 2 we'll make that 20 as well. Hit enter. On depth 2 we'll leave that at 8. We'll make length 3 15, and then we'll make the depth 3 6. So now that looks more like a conventional U-shaped box. In the event that you put a dimension in here that doesn't correspond and ends up pushing past another dimension or becomes unmanageable, if I were to change this 15 to a 30, you'll see what happens here is now this one section is punched through the rear elevation, and it's created an interference here, which it identifies with an X and tells you that this is a problem. So we can change this back to 15, and it'll go back to the previous configuration of a U-shaped box. But again, if I wanted to go through these wall summaries and figure out where I would like to place my door, you can click on the rear elevation. You'll see it highlights the rear wall, right in, highlights that wall, front, this wall, and it goes through as you scroll down. So we'll click OK. Go back to the previous screen, and you'll notice our capacity required has changed because we built obviously a bigger box than the 10 by 10 by 10. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact your local Trenton Refrigeration sales engineer. Thank you and have a great day.